Knicks fans, we have a massive update and this one is wild. Just when we thought the dead part of the offseason was quiet, Pablo Torre goes on the Dan Patrick show and casually hints at something involving Jalen Brunson and the Knicks contract situation. Now before we go any further, let's be clear, Torre did not accuse the Knicks of any wrongdoing and he did not accuse Brunson of anything either. But he did say very intentionally that people have been filling up his tip line with stories about Brunson's deal and that the way Brunson came to New York and the way he extended was, quote, certainly interesting. Now, if you've been following Torre's reporting, you know he just broke a monster story that shook up the NBA about Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers, a shady $28 million endorsement deal that allegedly was tied back to Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, as a way of bypassing the salary cap. That story absolutely blew up, and on Dan Patrick's show, Torre flat out teased that Brunson's situation could be the next thing he looks into. Now let's unpack why. Brunson signed a 4-year, $156 million extension last summer, which everyone called unprecedented because he left more than $100 million on the table. He could have waited, played it out, and been eligible for over $250 million. Instead, he locked in early and gave the Knicks a huge discount. And we Knicks fans were celebrating that, right? Because it gave the team flexibility to build a contender around him. But in the eyes of some people around the league, that deal raised eyebrows. Why would a player in his prime take such a massive pay cut? Torre even said on air, quote, "I don't want to get ahead of myself, but how Brunson arrived in New York was interesting." And we know exactly what he was referring to, the whole package deal with his dad Rick being hired as an assistant, Brunson leaving Dallas for $104 million when most thought he would resign. And now this extension where he essentially sacrifices nearly 9 figures to give the Knicks a chance to stack the roster. Put that all together and you can see why some are whispering and why Torre left the door open for more reporting. Now again, no one is saying Brunson or the Knicks did anything wrong, it's just something Torre is teasing and we've seen what happens when he teases a story. Knicks fans are probably a little uneasy hearing Brunson's name linked in any way to controversy because this is our franchise cornerstone. He's the leader. If he ever got tied up in something ugly, it would be catastrophic. But for now, the only thing that's real is that Brunson has given the Knicks a team-friendly deal that's positioned them to chase a title. So that's really the big bombshell, but let's pivot quickly to another story that also ties into the Knicks roster moves. Sam Amico reported that both Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook are looking for more than the veteran minimum and that they may actually go unsigned into training camp because of it. And this is important for New York because we know Simmons has been linked to the Knicks all summer as a possible candidate for the last roster spot. Stephen Bondy yesterday said that the Knicks have genuine interest in Simmons. And another thing worth mentioning is that Brian Windhorst just said today that Ben Simmons is gonna be forced potentially to sign a non-guaranteed contract if he even wants to resume his NBA career. And that's a big if because apparently, according to Stephen Bondy yesterday, he said that Ben Simmons is considering retiring from basketball at the age of 29. And on top of that, today Mark Stein reported that Ben Simmons' agent has cut ties with his client. So yeah, all these new reports about Ben Simmons have not been anything good, and I don't think the Knicks should consider him because of it. Like, you have to think, why would the Knicks even want to get a player who's not even sure if he wants to continue playing basketball? Because the guys that fit New York are the ones that have the most passion about the game. So us Knicks fans are now caught between two major storylines. On one hand, you've got this Brunson contract stuff that could turn into something bigger depending on what Pablo Torre decides to report. On the other hand, you've got the question of who will be the 10th guy on the roster and potentially in the rotation and getting some minutes here and there. You've got Simmons and the rest of the veteran market basically stalling because of money demands, which explains why Leon Rose has not made a move yet. To me, this all sets the stage for a really dramatic September. Brunson's name might end up in the headlines for reasons we did not expect, Simmons might still be unsigned, and the Knicks are still holding 2 open roster spots. We are just a few weeks out from camp, and honestly, it feels like something big is brewing one way or another. But Knicks fans, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about these 2 separate storylines. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.